Hello, my name is Amanisa Khan. I'm 21 years old. Now I recently just got my degree from medical university and I'm looking forward to get my master's abroad and improve my professional skills. In my free time I like to do bicycling and getting involved in some web design. My mom, she's a doctor, cardiologist, so that is why I guess it's inspired me to get my medical courses in university, and I also been interested more in pharmaceutical production and technology. In the future, I would like to do my own research and testing from getting a drug or medicine with chemical compound, so it could help to develop our domestic medicine and pharmaceutical market. Today on the FAME Lab, I'm going to talk about my topic is the love, the substance of love. So this is a chemical compound called phenylethylamine. We all often talk about the love and that love will save this world, but have you ever thought about this from scientific point of view? Whether it really exists or is it already clear it's just a chemistry? Well, today chemistry can explain almost anything. So there is so-called substance of love that produced in our body, phenylethylamine, shortly PA. Well, technically, phenylethylamine is an organic natural compound which acts as central nervous system stimulant in humans. It is believed that phenylethylamine is synthesized in the body of human at the stage of the emergence or in the case of feeling of love. So how does it affect on our well-being? Well, here we have the human's heart, and PA through the vessels on the heart can act on receptors of heart valves. Here's the heart valves, resulting that increasing heart rate. And because of this, myocardial muscle inside of heart needs more oxygen, which triggers the heart beat faster. And that is why you can feel it pumping away when you feel attracted to someone. But however, it's not only about the heart, but more about the brain. So here's the mechanism of action. How is phenylethylamine is being produced? As we might know, the human brain is divided into separate parts, separate sections. The first of the sides is located above the spinal cord and is responsible for instincts such as territorial instinct, survival instinct, and others. The next section is the limbic system, controls such emotions as anger, hatred, depression, and opposite, calm, confidence, and love. So third plot also called bark. So the bark is responsible for our thoughts. All three sides are interconnected and by hundreds of billions of nerve impulses that transmitted from neuron to neuron. So our substance, phenylethylamine, is located at the ends of nerve cells and helps impulses to pass from the one neuron to another. And that's how love is happening. So phenylethylamine actually is a neurotransmitter and neuromodulator of energy of interpersonal relationships. Often this occurs with such hormones in human body as dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and others.
3 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanisa Khan. That I didn't know that love is so complicated. Now I know. So you'll be asked questions from our judges. Please, if you have any questions, please ask.
Do all people have a similar sort of amount of these pheromones in their brain, or is it different between different people?
Well, no, actually, when people feel attracted to another, like one person feel attracted for another one, they have a different amount of these nerve impulses, because it really depends on pheromones, or pheromones that a human can consist of. So pheromones are really do some impact on the amount of impulses that are creating on human's brain. So yeah, for different people, it's really different amount.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. I have a question. Do you have any data how being in love affects positively or negatively our health, and maybe duration of our life, like how long do we live if we are in love?
Yeah, sure. Actually, when our brain is synthesizing such hormones as phenylethylamine, it also produces hormones dopamine that actually can be responsible for such feelings as happiness, as calm. So when you like fell in love, you can feel that you calm, but for different people it could be really different. So sometimes for health, sometimes it will improve your immune system, because you will be happy, you will not be thinking about problems, as the stress in your life will be decreasing. So that is why health can be better if you fell in love. But at the same time, it could be affect negatively, because if a person has some really heart diseases or obsessive disease, he can be really stressful, or think about the person he fell in love with. So yeah, it really depends, but mostly it affects positively on health.
Okay, and does this behavior of our, like how we tolerate, if it like positively or negatively affects, is it correlated, is it connected to epigenetics or genetics? Or even maybe region of in the world?
Actually, maybe, yeah, it came from the genetics, but most of all, it's more depends on the stage or the level of how deep you feel, because it could be not really deep, and so it could be genetic. So yeah, as I said earlier, there are pheromones that affect, and if you meet the right person, it could be different amount of pheromones, and so it will be differently for each person. It's really like there is no rules for this, and I don't think it's connected with genetics.
Okay, and my last question is, this writer Begbider, he suggested that love lasts for 3 years, and what scientists can reply to that?
Well, from the science, maybe it can be described because of that all these hormones, all these substances that producing during this feeling, yeah, they can be decreasing. So yeah, that is why maybe scientists and people say it lasts only for 3 years. But if not from the science view, it could last more, I guess.
That's very hopeful.
Thank you, Aysana. Arthur.
Can I still ask a question? Do we have time?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You have like very short one last question.
Yes, very short. Sahan, thank you for your talk. Obviously, there's a lot of questions about love. One thing I wanted to just clarify for myself, are we talking about love in a romanticized version of it, or are we talking about, in case of phenylethylamine, if I pronounce it correct, about the function of sexual attraction? For that, do other animal species have the same mechanism, and does it work towards their reproductive function?
Well, it's interesting. I don't think, I'm not sure about the other species because I guess it's only producing in humans' body. But about the reproductive system, I think it can't do any impact on that because it's only about the brain, on our feeling, our emotional state, our mental state, but not really with reproductive system.